Good afternoon and welcome back to the Salisbury saga. Here we are again. I've brought you back earlier than I was going to, and you'll see why in just a second. We'll have a look through here at my fixtures. So I was going to bring you back for Billericay and Bath City, but I've brought you back for Eastbourne and Slough because I want to see whether for January, once going into the new year, whether, as we can see up here, I can stay in first place in the table. We've climbed to first. So we are conceding a lot of goals though. So I'm not sure whether this is really indicative of how good we are as a side or whether we've had a bit of luck along the way or whatever. But if we have a look at the fixtures here, if I just slow it down a little bit, you can flick through yourself. FA Cup disappointment. We played Torquay 2 games in a row, once in the league, and then in the FA Cup 4th qualifying round, got knocked out. We then had just up and down form. It's sort of lose one away, win one at home, that kind of form. We went out to Horsham in the FA Trophy, 1st qualifying round or 1st round, dreadful as well. But we've ploughed on in the league. Probably our star man has been Bock. How do we have a look at him? So Brendan Bock, as I said, bringing him in, I thought he'd offer us something a bit different up top. And yeah, he's got 10 in 22, 10 in sort of 17 starts and a few substitute appearances. He's pretty much carrying on what he was doing at Weston-super-Mare. So Brandon's doing well. We've had a bit of dissent in the squad. Currently, Babos wants to leave and Wilson wants to leave, but there's no takers. I do want to get rid of them. There's a player on my radar that I want to bring in, but I don't have the wage budget at the moment. So if I can manage to squeeze them out, it was Caliste. I looked at him in the summer. Actually, let's offer him a trial. I looked at him in the summer, tried to sign him, and he chose to go to Sutton. Sutton have released him without him playing a game for them. He's a very good midfielder. He's got good passing. He's quick, if I remember. I just offer him a trial so I can see all of these attributes again. So there we go. That's where we're at. Dylan Morgan is out for a while. So fortunately, we have Brooke Myers to come in. We can bring... Who shall I bring? Aziz. And now we're going to go and have a look at the tactics because I have changed things up. I've moved to this system. I've removed a striker. I'm playing one up top. The 2 really wasn't clicking. Added a bit extra in central midfield. So Ochieng stays at the halfback. And then I have 2 midfielders, Kea or Oka, and Howley pretty much always in there. Inverted winger on the right-hand side to get a bit closer to Vaughan along with Myers. And then the wing-backs, I've got them both playing wider. Staying wider and making more runs forward. So these invert into here, and then width comes from the wing-backs. Out of possession, 2 defensive midfielders, a pressing midfielder in Howley here to get back up the pitch, tracking forward. So we just go into a really solid shape out of possession and then spring forward when we go forward. So there we go. That's where we're at the moment. Eastbourne Borough tomorrow. Caliste has accepted the trial. I need to do something with that because I have literally nothing to sign him with. So hopefully I can get rid of a couple guys and bring him in permanently, especially now we're playing the extra midfielder. So off I go now. I will bring you back shortly for the Eastbourne Borough game. Cheers. And Eastbourne Borough, 4-2-3-1. As opposed to what we listed as now, I suppose that's the shape. A sort of slightly more attacking version, I guess. Top of the league, but we have lost 6 games. Let's go. Eastbourne are, I think, down in just in the relegation zone. They're sort of flitting around, sort of 18th, 19th, 20th in the league. What are they doing? Out of possession. Okay, so what's happening? They're obviously moving the central midfielder out wide and then dropping people back. I think we can capitalise on that if they're moving players large distances between in and out of possession. Although it's not looking good. I've seen that now quite a lot of times on FM26. Once they get to the byline, you pretty much know you're conceding. I've solved the Wi-Fi issue, so videos should be back to normal. Yeah, it's been a bit of a nightmare actually in the last week, really. I've plodded on and managed to get the videos out there, but I've been having some problems with, firstly, my drivers, as in Wi-Fi card playing up, and then secondly, the weather. So, but I think I found a solution. So hopefully that'll solve those problems. Vaughan. I need to find a way of conceding less. That's one thing. I know I'm playing attacking football, but this season compared to last, we are conceding a lot of goals. Myers. Oh, nicely played. Nicely curled into that bottom corner. Brooke Myers has been a decent signing. Solid. Popping up with the odd goal and assist. Let's have a look at him for you. There we go. 6 goals, 3 in about 20, but 10 appearances, 8 goals overall in 24, 4 assists. He's been a good squad player. And he's going to get a real run out now with injury for the next month or so. I might have to bring someone in. I really need to restructure this squad. I've gone a bit defensive heavy. And I've got too many strikers. With Taylor, I couldn't get rid of him. I managed to reduce his contract down, but he was stuck here anyway on it as a player coach for another year. So I managed to get his contract down. He was on over £1,000 a week. I got him down to 500, I think it was. And Wilson, when I signed him, I knew the contract was quite long for a player of his age, but he really has diminished. Considering he's only in his early 30s, he's really diminished in terms of his physical abilities. So I need to move him on. There we go. A few changes. What's this do in terms of the table? This would drop us into second place. I really would like now to put together a good run of sort of 4 or 5 wins in a row and get a little bit of a lead at the top of the table. That's what I need. Because I was in this position last season as well. Great finish? How's that an own goal? We'll see that in the replay. Last season we got to top of the table and then it was sort of win, lose, win, draw, win, lose, and just lost too many. Let's have a look at this again. I think that was going bottom corner anyway. Harsh. Drop to balanced. That's a nice ball into the corner. Vaughan's a willing runner. Oko. Who's tripping another player? Kazanga. Tripping a player. Some odd stuff going on. Right. Vaughan can come off for a big man now. We can switch to a target forward. Hopefully hold the ball up a little bit for the last 10 minutes. Howley, Apaya, Oshiang, Oko, that's what I want. Just linking that player a little bit better. He doesn't need to stretch the defence as much. Not for these last 10 minutes. Good ball down through the middle. Into bot. Brilliant finish. Great goal. Great goal. Let's have a look at that again. Apaya. Kazanga nods it down. One touch. Smashes it in off the bar. Brilliant. 3-1. Should be enough, but we have a habit of conceding goals late and collapsing. So, to be honest, considering it's 3-1, we've only got Myers over a 7. Oh no, Howley is on a 7. Howley's been steady rather than spectacular. I would have expected a bit more from him, to be honest, but he's doing a good job. I just thought he might pop up with some more assists and sort of dominating midfield displays. I think going to the 3 in midfield is suiting him a bit more. He was a bit isolated in the 2. And that's Brandon Bock again. I think Brandon Bock, he should be my starting striker. I might go to him as a target man. And then if we need a goal, bring Vaughan off the bench. Because whilst he's not as good a player, he just seems to score goals. And Vaughan struggles a bit. Well, there we go. That's the first game over and done with. A brilliant 4-1. They're all happy. We'll leave the match. Who have we got up next? We have up next. A point clear at the top. Slough Town next up. So I'll bring you back for the Slough game. Hi guys, I'm back for this match against Slough. I just need to say something. I actually have started the game against Slough once. Got about 10 minutes in. It was 0-0. Nothing actually happened. And guess what happened? Yeah, I'm sure you've guessed it. Football Manager crashed. So I fortunately had saved it after the last game. So that was still okay. So what I've had to do is go away and sign again Caliste, although he hasn't accepted. This was covered in my previous recording, but I put in a bid for Caliste. 60. All he wants is £60 a week for 2 years with £15 goal bonus or something stupid like that. So he's the perfect backup for my central midfield positions. He can pass the ball. He's got good teamwork. Physicals are okay. Good aggressive player to put in one of those 3 positions in midfield. I've covered all this already, so I feel like I'm repeating myself, even though you haven't heard it. So it's a bit strange. He does play for, is that Mauritius? Yeah, Mauritius in Africa. So there is possibility that I would have a player who goes on African Cup of Nations duty. Oh well, is what it is. I also said in the last video, this would be a really good point. If you are watching my videos, which I know is a very small amount of you, if you could like, comment, even subscribe. I would like to get a few more people watching. I'm not really making the videos for that reason. I'm just making it for the enjoyment, and I've never done it before. But it would be nice to sort of see that some people are enjoying what they're watching. So let's get on with it. Go to the match. I have put Bock up top, target forward. He's in. Other than that, it's all pretty much the same. It feels strange covering all this all over again, but there we go. I would like to say I'm sorry I'm into my 3rd season in the Conference South. I would have rather you were watching me in the Conference or League 2, but that was unfortunate. I suppose at least what you can see is I'm going to be recording what happens. There's going to be no covering up of bad defeats, playing games again, that sort of thing, which I am sure some streamers do. I've seen some where it's very dodgy how they cruise through leagues and without doing anything particularly great. Mine, if I'm sacked next week, I'll be sacked and I'll start something else. I don't think that's possible really this season. So even if I don't get promoted, I've got another year of Salisbury. But I will play this save for about 20 seasons. And if Salisbury sack me, maybe I have to move on. But I will stay with Salisbury and get them as high as I can within that time period. So here we go. That's Bok anyway. Kazanga, Howley. Let's concentrate on the game. And Siri out wide. And that's a great finish from Ryan Howley. He knows there's some competition coming in Caliste. Maybe he's going to actually up his game a little bit now. He's just been solid this year. If we have a quick look, a 6.91 total, 6.95, just a few assists, just a solid midfield player. Nothing spectacular. It's Siri into Kusanga. Hey, come Myers. Myers out wide into Oko. And Bok. Strange. It's a bit snowy here at the Raymac today, a bit frosty. It actually is in real life. If anyone would like it, I will make a video of going up to the Raymac, because I actually live within walking distance of the ground. I mean, it's a couple mile walk. I take my dogs up there sometimes. Beautiful area near an airfield. And I will make a video of the surrounding area. There's a tap room there, a nice bar, the stadium. I could do it on a match day, but there's not a home game now for a couple weeks. But in the next week or so, perhaps if there's any interest in that, just let me know in the comments, and I'll make a video of going up to the ground. The real Salisbury FC, should we call it? I'll go fairly often. I wouldn't say I'm sort of that's 1-1. I don't go every week. This season I've probably gone to 7 or 8 home games, something like that. And I've made 2 away matches. I don't really go to many of the away games. Just commitments and that sort of thing. It's quite... But there are some localish ones. I know in December, in about 4 matches time, there's a game at Bath away, close to Christmas. I'll be going to that one, go to Bath Market before the match. I really wanted to go up to Dorking, and that might be on the cards down the line. Dorking game. Plymouth Parkway was a game that I missed, unfortunately, away. But yeah, home games, I'm pretty much there regularly. So yeah, any enthusiasm for a video going to the ground or just having a look around, let me know and I'll do a real life video. So this is an even game, very even, not much going on. Howley there, let's see if we can change anything up. Ogunlay can come in for there. Let's give Azizan a game out on the right. What's a draw do? Still in top spot. We could do with a couple points here. It gives us a little bit of leeway there if we can get the winner. Myers checks back into the midfield. Good play to Kalambayi. Kalambayi out to Azizon. Azizon, Youth Academy player. Good save. Vaughan nearly made his impact. I nearly forgot if I changed him to a poacher. Azizan, he always seems to make a little bit of an impact when he comes off the bench. The couple of games I did start him, didn't do too well. Oh, in the wide areas. There was that first season when I played him in midfield a lot, but he's not good enough with the talent I brought in. Looks like a 1-1 draw. And it's just petered away. We probably should have won it, but I'll take the draw against Slough. 1-1. And there we go. That's today's episode done. Top of the table still. A win and a draw. Decent enough. And I will see you all tomorrow. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.